Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. Pretty red day today. I think only 2 of the 11 sectors of the S&P 500 were positive, and it was barely positive. It was a joke. So down day today for crypto, for banks, retail, destroyed. Not even, I mean, that's some serious selling pressure coming in across the whole retail sector. And I think Dick's Sporting Goods was maybe the main culprit or catalyst for that sector-wide or subsector-wide sell-off there. We'll look into these, but just kind of start with Bitcoin today. You know, working on the lowest daily candle close since June 15th. So we're talking about over 2-month lows incoming in less than 1 hour, unless a miracle happens. I mean, a miracle to a degree has already occurred, where you can look just above my head at the price where Bitcoin got as low as 25,350 and is currently at 25,800. So a bounce at a level. This is why it's, you know, it's grayed out, because this is a level from history where there were bids. Bids came back in. Hello? Music stop? Okay, 25,350 to 24,7. It is just a zone where price action pivot points occur, right? The upside or downside. So you're on the top side of it. So you haven't made a lower low yet. Not yet. But it does look like it could be coming soon. Now Ethereum, remember, we could not be near as optimistic due to the price action we had been receiving since April, where only lower highs have been put in, and now officially, I think today, we'll be putting in a fresh lower low than the previous discernible low. There it is. Okay? There it is. It will be, in less than an hour, the lowest daily candle close since March. Yikes. So lower highs, lower lows. Same high, lower low. That's... You catch any rally, and we witness a lower high than the previous highs, oh, it's really over. But something I did today, because I don't think that channel was really helping us anymore. Yeah, the demand line broke from where there was demand, no longer. But if you scale out and we anchor the entirety of the bottom, right, from June 18th, 2022, which we know as Black Saturday, there it is. Okay. That's an anchor point. Another anchor point would be the top of that rally. And then your last anchor point, the 3 anchor points required for a parallel channel to be valid, would be just the low from November of 2022 of last year. And so if you look at it like this, okay, everything, all the price action is contained within the parameters of these trend lines. And so you'd say, all right, if it's going to become extreme, I mean, oversold in this uptrend we've been in, you're looking around. I mean, I don't really care about the demand line so much. This isn't something I'm taking action on. I would just look. I know anything below 1730, in my opinion, 1420 is the next level. So you'd be waiting for 1420, not because of a demand line I had plotted today. You're looking at 1420 because look left to understand there's a candle low close in February 2021. There is price action August 2022. July 2022, look at this, March 2023, it's there. And it's really not even that powerful of a resistance support, man. I mean, 1728 was the big one, and you're below it right now, below the 200-day moving average, and you just made a lower low than the previous low from mid-June. So these are not really great new pieces of data that we are receiving. It's crazy to believe it has been over a year since that fateful day. That was an insane day. Never forget it. It's documented too. And it happened on a Saturday. I mean, you're like, what, Black Saturday? Never heard. It might be your first true Black Saturday ever. Okay, so that's Ethereum, and then we can look at whatever. We're going to look at BNB every day. We've been looking at it every day. We're going to continue looking at it every day, because this is like maybe the puzzle piece of everything. And right where today, intraday, BNB saw its lowest price since June 19th, 2022, the day of the reversal, right? The day before was the Black Saturday. So on Green Sunday, right? That's as low as the price got, and you are, but I mean, recovering, you know, again, it's really like, how does the asset absolutely implode when you're this severely oversold? It's tough to even think about it, you know, like normally you want the oscillators to reset before you want max downside. Downsides happened and possible exhaustions going on the RSI from the low to the lowest low. And it's all happening around support. So you just can't rule it out. Bitcoin's kind of rallying, you know, at its highest highs of this 4-hour candle. We are, you know, of course,
it's time for Power Hour.
We're in Power Hour. You know, the last 60 minutes before the daily candle closes across the crypto sphere. And you just look left and understand you're just right there. You broke it. You fell below it yesterday, but it's not ever about the breakdown itself. It's always about the follow through. And there has been zero follow through so far. None. Zilch.
When it comes out, zero.
Follow through. Yes. Still though, anything below 225 is very dangerous. Technically dangerous. Yeah, that's it, man. That's BNB. All right. There have been rumors that some people have been unable to withdraw their funds. But then also, like, I think Binance.us is allowing people to deposit money in again. It's all messed up, man. Not really. It's a terrible market. But good luck, you know. Good luck on your S-Coin. All right, let's go to XRP. That was the only one of the four that had any sort of interesting stuff going on at current time. It was down like 3-4% again today. But here it is. These freaking buyers, what are they doing, man? I'm just going to gray it out. I'm going to gray the zone. Because it's so real. Right, there's the zone. And where is the price? Well, the price is correlating to that zone. In fact, the buyers are defending that zone again today, as yesterday and today. It's just interesting. There's nothing interesting really about Bitcoin, nothing interesting about Ethereum, nothing interesting at all about BNB, and unless, you know, talk about bullish stuff. This is just like, wow. Just hold on, little XRP. Hold on to 50 cents, and you'll be making a higher low. Buyers defending a support. The 200-day simple moving average is defended. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. There's just not much of an edge, really, unless you want to try to make some whacked out argument for hidden bullish divergence. It's so choppy. I don't know if you can do that. You're really reaching. But great news. You're safe above 50 cents. That's all I can say. But then you got, all right, man, I mean, let's go look at Hex. Hex is the worst loser on the watch list today. And what's going on? Well, fresh multi-year lows. Heading on down to 0.3 cents. Not too much further to go. And it's the only thing that makes technical sense. The only price. As you can see, that's the only level in between 0.3 cents and 0.5 cents, which you could say half a penny, where there was ever inflection. There was ever price action and pivot points. That's it. You can see it on your chart there. You're just waiting for that. So there's still a good, still a good 17 to 22% downside. And it's all technicals. You gotta like, so far, that bearish back test of half a penny. It was broken and then confirmed as resistance before drawing down again. Okay. Hex is down pretty bad today at 5%. It was down way worse earlier, breaking 1,048. This is why buying breakouts after huge runs is stupid, especially when it's bearish divergence is there. That's some pretty amazing TA respect right there, isn't it? Breakout, but buyers exhausted, and then the buyers were exhausted, so they relented and the selling took over, and look at you now. That's nice. That's very helpful. I mean, just, man, these S-Coins, some of them are just destroyed. Like, just look at these. Remember ICP just sitting here below the November 2022 low. Working on the lowest daily candle close ever on the Binance chart. Look at Tezos, dude. Oh my God, it's so bad. Guess what? In less than 1 hour, it will be well, until about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, it was gonna be the lowest daily candle close in years, but it might be recovering and closing above that August 17th low. Just complete garbage, man. Or you think a target eventually of 37 cents to 32 cents. I think I even posted in the general chat about FTM. Oh God, man. I mean, like, you better pray for defense here. You better pray the buyers come in. It's a very real level, and it hasn't broken yet. Okay? I'm not going to say you're going to go down 68%, 69% from here yet. Because until you break support, it's defensive support. Therefore, there could be a bounce again. Like many times in history, when buyers defend this level well enough, it runs upward, goes up in price. So here we are, back at this level that takes you to freaking 2021. You think, oh, but what about January 2023? No, it goes further back. It's timeless, and you're just there. I mean, the drawdown has been going almost nonstop, and you just wonder, is this time different? Are we gonna bounce like we already did? Like you did this already in November and in December. And the run-up was incredible. It was an inverse head and shoulders at a completed shark. With a completed shark, with bullish divergence. It was incredible. There were so many variables. Like, you remember January 4th, man, screaming about a handful of these. And here we are right back at the same price, like nothing even happened except all this time went by. 8 months. So you're like, will we be as fortunate as we were 8 months ago? No telling, but you know at least what to look out for. Because if buyers are unable to hold this level, 18.5 to 20 cents, it is a 69% downside potential, taking you to the lows from the high from August 2020. It's never been back tested, right? This is the air left in the bubble that's already been popped, but has not yet been fully deflated. Same with Dogecoin and BNB. Certainly, $40 would take all the air out of that bubble that's already popped. Oh, guess what? I mean, Adam in a lot of trouble here. I mean, you better pray. That's all you can do now is pray. Pray to the devs. Devs, please. Please, devs, because you're the only one that can help us because no one else cares.
Can devs do something? Every day I'm checking the price and it's dipping. Every day I check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore. I have overinvested by a lot.
Every single one of these coins, it's got a dev. What are the devs saying? What are they tweeting about? What are they doing? Because here it comes. If buyers don't defend this last little level here, bye-bye Atom, bye-bye Tezos, bye-bye Dogecoin, bye-bye Uniswap, bye-bye ETC, bye-bye Matic, bye-bye Band, bye-bye KSM, all of them. You better pray. That's all you can do. All right? Because if the sellers absorb the remaining demand at this level, there is 50% downside from here. You could say, yeah, maybe we'll get a little pit stop at 595. Sure. People are like, dude, are we diverging? Yeah, maybe a little, not even really. It's like, no, it's bearish convergence in oversold territory. It's just, it's the context that is concerning. As I've been discussing this, right? Hey, January, all right, we pivot, we get rallies, and there's like reasons to believe that a rally could occur. We didn't know, but it did. All right, and then what happened after all that? Lower highs than the previous discernible highs, right here. 88% retrace from this high to this high, right? Deep retrace, but look at this. Classic distribution in the most subtle form, and then it continued. I mean, it really began to accelerate. And this all you're doing is lower highs. Someone's just offloading all of their atom. Like the market makers are offloading all their altcoins by the looks of the price action. They had a chance though, because if they were really buying with conviction, you would not be seeing all these effing lower highs, and they're so subtle that just retail trader would have no idea what's going on. They would, dude, it's the same price it was a year ago. It's all good. But it's like, no, it's not all good at all. Smart money is offloading by the looks of it. And really, the extremely bearish wave structure here is telling too. I mean, it's not complete, but everything but this, the D wave is complete, right? The X, the A, and then you have this really deep retrace, a 786 retrace, right? 3% differential. And then the lower high on C. The D wave is normally 1272 to 1618. After this, all this stuff happens, the next thing to happen is 1272, which is perfect. Oh my God, it's like TA Tetris. It takes you down to levels that make more sense, right? Support, and that would be a bullish butterfly complete. So you have a potential bullish butterfly. It's everything's developed except the C to D wave. So if, let's just say, the buyers weren't able to defend it and you were just going to go to a 1272, 67% downside. Okay, this is like the story of the altcoins, man. You get it? Okay, Uniswap, I mean, come on, dude. It's classic distribution, like Dogecoin. I mean, sure, maybe buyers defend this. Wow. You got a lot of stones with this price action over the course of over a year, like 14 months. New investors, new market participants, they're not coming. Why would they come here? This is like oh God, I mean, like eggs out on Main Street. Matic is in a situation that, well, are you really at a support resistance? I mean, you could try to say that wick high right there from 2021's. Okay, you don't hold it. 42 cents, then 30 cents, and then 4.3 cents. I mean, that's... Look, here's your highest high, the blow off top, then the low, then the lower high. Then another lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high, then a lower low. That's a downtrend. That's not an uptrend. So if you're wanting to take shots on these potential double bottoms in development, all right. But no impulse candle yet. I'm just like, it really is all about like, who's going to be the one buying it? Normally, you would think in the past, it's going to be someone like BNB, like a legacy exchange buying all these up, right? But like, the party's over, man. We're in the egg noodles and ketchup phase of this entire 5-year party, right? This whole thing kind of started in 2017 with the ICO boom, okay? And yeah, bad actors were taken out here and there. 3,000 plus cryptos created almost overnight. And now we got 19,000 of these. I don't and now like the exchange is the facilitator of these buy orders and sell orders of these scams. They're now like under the microscope, right? Don't know if you're gonna get the same type of price action we got, but we'll see, right? I'm not trying to be like doom and glooming, and stuff. It's just look at this, like Cardano, right? I mean, excuse me, sir, you just all you did was just reinforce the current argument for death, aka 12 cents. That's all you did. The trend is your friend. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Love the bearish price action, how it performed, right? 2 of the 3 targets of the setup were hit. And then a rally ensued. This was right around the entry price of that short trade setup. And now you're rolling over and you might get lucky and we might see 15 cents was the 3rd target of the trade setup. Just because, yeah, it's like a peak here. And 12 cents is though the hard target, I think, man. That's the big one. I mean, where you are right now, it's kind of insane that it's even being propped up. I can't believe it. But I do think 12 cents is 12 cents has been the target since freaking November 2022. Anytime you're below this level, man, all that happened afterwards was just like, I think these were liquidity grabs, right? The last ditch effort to get any unsuspecting victim to buy back in, right? Because these coins, man. Right, we like a lot, like our culture, society's taken religion. I mean, religion's like out of society for the most part. In a lot of ways, we're most secular society in human history. but that doesn't take away that spiritual thirst that humans have. And so they put it into so many different things. You've seen it over the past 3-5 years, and crypto is one of them. And so there are people that are like literally worship Cardano and Hoskins and Son. People literally worship Richard Schuler and the scam hex, and they don't care what he's doing with the Louis Vuitton being a piece of garbage, human garbage. They don't care. They're indoctrinated. They have faith. They don't look at things logically anymore. It's all about emotion and spirituality now for them. It's a crypto. It's an effing joke. But that's the way people think. So like those unsuspecting poor cult members, yeah, there's a hope, man. There's hope. We could break it. And no, business as usual. Just more lower highs than the previous highs. And now lower high again. And it's like you're about to make a lower low. It's all of them, man. Okay? So, I mean, just some were way better than others at marketing and really grabbing that human spiritual thirst. FTX was probably, I think, one of them, right? My God, dude. You know, like, oh, we got this really fat, ugly guy, you know, beta on drugs, and oh, man, he must be smart. Oh, dude, he's meeting up with Gensler. Oh, dude, this must be the one. And he got, you know, Crypto.com. They had Matt Damon as one of their spectacles. They all use different methods to get you in. And look, man, if you're in an uptrend and it's not during the mania phase and there's higher highs, higher lows, and bullish back tests of old levels of resistance are becoming support, and then you're back testing 200-day moving averages at support, go with the TA on it, man. The trend's your friend. You're identifying bullish setups and you can manage your risk adequately. Okay, but that's over. Again, this is the beginning of Goodfellas. All right. And this is the end of Goodfellas, okay? Egg noodles and ketchup. We're in that phase, and we're going to continue being in that phase, okay? All right, so do we want to look at any more cryptos? Because it's kind of like the same story across the board. I mean, good God. Let's just go to the S&P 500. All right, so it's flat today, but I mean, that's definitely in a weird spot, right? You're normally looking for Japanese candlestick reversals at peaks right after runs, like this bearish engulfing candle right here. But that is a dark cloud cover that did develop today and closed confirmed, right? You pierced through the previous candle's body and deep, almost to a point where it engulfed. And this heart line here, this pretty amazing channel. That man, I would go with this channel. Think about the harmonic. Let me get rid of this harmonic so we can make it like a little cleaner, a little less busy. Where you've got the heart line has been regarded as resistance, and then now it's that today. I mean, regarded as resistance again. Reconfirmed the validity of the heart line as resistance. You wonder. Either way, though, you were in the dead middle of two major levels. So you're even, I think, 420 or 454 where you'd be headed. So but these banks dumping, I know it didn't really affect tech too much in March, did it? When the Fed had to put $500 billion plus on their balance sheet in 2 weeks. It didn't, and the tech kept going. What's up, Caleb, dude? I mean, they're all the same. And they just have, that's why I call them like Beanie Babies, because they're, well, this one's like green colored and this one's orange colored. This one's a frog and this one's a lobster. Whoa, dude. But virtually the same, right? These would be tools that you would use to trade in bullish conditions to go long on when you identify, using the TA. But that's it, man. Beyond that, no. Beanie Babies on the way up, Beanie Babies on the way down. Always been that, okay? So 420. If we really get an extended drawdown here, we're 450 for a test, okay. But the banks are imploding, like they really are. Like Citigroup today, holy crap. Let me just knock out the, just look at them. Okay, lowest daily candle close on the Dow Jones Industrial today since July 11th. And looks like you're headed to 33.7. It would make sense. There was bearish divergence on all these at resistance. Makes sense why they're pulling back now, because TA is kind of being respected. It had been disrespected for a while. Oh, the NASDAQ composite, gapped up today and then closed near its lows, just filled the gap, and no big deal. Down, up 0.06% today, so flat, But, 13K or 14.1, those are the two major levels based on historical price action. Okay. Lobster frog coin, exactly, dude. Buy it, man. Get indoctrinated. It's going to change the world. The team have good hearts. It doesn't matter. Below 188. You're probably waiting for 173, just to be real. Get above 188, 200. Something you haven't been able to do is break $200 for real.
When celebrate the S
in
stream.
over a year. The S stream? What's the S stream? What you talking about, Caleb? Thank you, dude, for the contributions to the stream. $7 super chat. Thank you, man. Oh, Sniper Gut. Whoa, dude, he's back in the Discord chat. He's super chatting for the first time ever. Super sticker in. Thank you, dude. Thanks for the 148. Go buy yourself, I'll buy myself 1/10 of a bag of milk in Canada. That's what I could get with that. Which is cool. I'm going to go do that. Thank you, dude. I'm just saying, I'm making a point that, like, Canada, it's probably the worst place in the Western world to be a consumer. Canada, yeah. If you're Canadian, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Good luck buying anything, affording anything. As like a normal citizen or normal consumer. Good luck. So yeah, at the 200-day moving average, cool. Hold above it. Yes, contracting. Higher lows, but definitely lower highs. You have two lower highs that are lower than the high from August of last year. So what you have to think about, do not forget about where we are, how we got to this point. This is prevailing. So it's hard to trust things until you start making consecutive higher highs, higher lows. The fact that this underperformed so miserably, while all the other index funds went up 78 to 88% from their all-time high to their lowest low. This is alarming, right? Because if they start rolling over, it's gonna be real bad for the IWM. So William, I don't do Elliott waves. I do not do Elliott waves, man. They don't really you find a system that works for you, what's good for you, and then you go with it. And then there's no need to fix something that's not broken. So to me, it's with my analysis, I'm not trying to see, Elliott waves are really about wave projections and where we're going next over the course of how long and how many, and then there'll be 5 different waves, A, B, C, D waves that haven't even happened yet that are predicted with Elliott wave. I just don't do that. It doesn't seem helpful to me. It doesn't seem okay, how is Elliott waves going to really help me manage my risk compared to the harmonic system, which is in its own way, it's on the same level of Elliott waves, right? So I went with the right. Choose your passive. My passive is harmonics, not Elliott wave. So that's my meta. All right. But yeah, dude, I'm not saying that it doesn't work for other people. I'm sure it does. It's just not my thing here. I just don't know enough about it. I don't know resources for you to learn about. I'm sure other people do. But all right.
Real talk. Why would anyone buy stock during a recession when short-term treasuries are paying such high yields? Isn't the whole goal to make the most amount of dollars with the least amount of risk?
Well, that's an issue, man. People won't buy stocks the higher these interest rates go, especially when they've already gone on these. The S&P is up 15% year to date. That outperformed a 5%, 6% interest rate, in a T-bond. But yeah, you would think the people that were able to make more significant gains this year in the past 8 months would take profit. I know I have taken off a lot, and I won't be near as aggressive as I had been the past 8 months. Still figuring out what I'm wanting to do right now. I opened a couple shorts, nothing crazy. Starbucks, HRL. I'm going to be really careful about HRL because you got earnings next week, late next week, so I don't want to get wrecked on that. But I just think the upside's pretty limited because of what we know about deep retraces, 786s, 886s. So I'm like, you take a minute, take a breather. It's kind of what I'm doing, monitoring the situation, watching banks kind of collapse under the hood, and we could do it. We just looked at the 4 index funds. Let's go to the KRE, the regional banking ETF. I mean, today, lowest daily candle close since July 14th. You're sitting near at a support from, well, you go back to, well, you broke that one. You look at this level back from 2014. You're already below this low from 2018. If that breaks, man, you're going to go retest 3687 again. Remember, you know for a fact, there's no arguing, the Federal Reserve panicked. They lost the plot, man. They were exposed for panicking. It's a certainty what they did. They printed, they put over $500 billion back on their balance sheet right around this time. Right? And what did that money do? That money kept the price above another key zone where you're just going to mark down again and see and go where you were at the COVID crash low. But that liquidity is tapered off a lot, and you've had this massive divergence on the index funds, equities, and Fed liquidity. And so things are starting to roll over again, only after doing what? Not even coming close to rivaling the previous highs. Not even enough demand to test the 200-day simple moving average. Not even enough demand to test some other levels. I mean, it really did test this one. It tested this low from 2017, 2019. It gets this its own zone. That was tested and regarded as resistance. Probably demand line was broken too. Look at the, I mean, yeah, look at that today. If you plot it like that, if you anchor that way. It was defended yesterday and then today broken. Just in a very nasty downtrend, and that was a bear market rally. Okay, but then you look at like some of the banks, the individual banks themselves. See what's happening, and what the? Okay, so like Regions Financial. Oh my God, dude. I mean, this is disgusting. This thing's done. I mean, like, yes, again, due to the Federal Reserve intervening, a rally occurred. But what's the new data after that intervention? Substantially lower high than the previous high, for a fact. 200-day simple moving average rejected, falling right back down to this key level where it's pandemonium below $18 on Regions Financial. Okay, and definitely below the old all-time high from 2018. These are all like rejection. These are pieces of data that are telling you, okay, downtrends pretty much being reconfirmed here. Massive underperformance. Should have gone a lot higher. Even didn't see an 886, did it? Did it complete a bat pattern? Nope, not enough demand. So you have your alert set up on RF below $18 because you hear the beep. It's a serious level getting taken out, where you could be looking for your lowest price of the entire downtrend. Charles Schwab, all kinds of weird stuff going on with them. This is a very appropriate type of candle to see. But they're laying off all these people, and also, I mean, what they're in debt. They owe a bunch of money. I don't really know. I looked at it. Technically, to me, anything below $60 is death for Schwab. 5150, which is ironic. That's the name. That's the support on this one. Resistance. That's the next level. I mean, I don't really know why you wouldn't go down and at least test that. But that's an ugly red candle, down 5%, and even down 0.27% after hours. Only after doing what? not even coming close to rivaling the previous discernible high, rejecting the 200-day moving average as resistance, and just collapsing, just rolling over because the trend is bearish. That's not it though, dude. There's just all kinds of bad stuff like Key. Oh my god, dude. I don't know, like turned into something else. I mean, it was just kind of like, you know, this is the type of behavior, price action. You get these like short squeezes, and this induces buying. People think we're safe, and then it's like, no, you're not. You're going right back down to $10, 981, and once 981 breaks, you just wonder this time, will there be Federal Reserve intervention when Key Corp breaks this level again? This was the intervention right there. Federal Reserve came in. It took them an entire year to take off $1 trillion off the balance sheet. And then in 2 weeks, they printed half of that or more. 2 weeks. That's like what you're looking at on this chart. And here we are free falling back to near those levels again. So do you think the Federal Reserve will come back in once the support breaks to save these banks? I don't know. I mean, this is crazy. We're in crazy times. It's kind of like we're able to see what's going on, like, you know, watching a poker game on TV, and you like see, okay, we see what the cards, like the banks have their cards, the Fed have their cards, we can see both of them. Dang, man. PNC, bad news, man. Oh my god. PNC headed to 115. Better pray it holds, because below that, $100. Yeah, you don't know, man. It's ugly stuff, really ugly. And here's your city group. Jeez, dude. And we're talking, this one's especially brutal, because this isn't, you know, the ones we've looked at really, oh, they're still higher than their highs. They're from their lows. They're well off their lows still from what we saw in March before Federal Reserve intervention. But in this case, on Citigroup, you have taken out those lows. This is where the Federal Reserve came to intervene in March. That bullish hammer, it was gorgeous too. That was a beautiful bullish hammer reversal, manifested into a lower high than the previous high. And the buyers kept the price propped up above the key inflection point, lower high, classic distribution. It's like Dogecoin. Dude, this is like Dogecoin or like Uniswap. There's someone out there that has been, to not create a panic, subtle, very subtle lower highs since the intervention. So, oh my God, like institutions, people with a lot of this, okay, they bought us some time to really exit. We got to get out a lot more. And here it is, after the third peak, the flush. And you just had your lowest daily candle close since October of last year. And, you know, the downtrend's still very much intact. Beautiful downtrend. Below the 200-day moving average, rejected. That's very bearish. So you're thinking, I mean, yeah, maybe, by the grace of God, the October 2020 low at $40 holds. But if it doesn't, you're going to 34.61. 2016 low, 2020 low. I mean, my God. Too big to fail doesn't mean it can't go to 34.60. Who's talking about banks failing? I'm talking about banks breaking technical levels and then marking down to new lows. That's all I'm talking about. It's all the chart, right? Anyway, I forgot to look at total. Let's just knock it out real quick. And kind of recovered, you know. Thanks, Bitcoin. This is what happens in a liquid dead markets in the direction. You know, you got the crash last week, and yeah, oversold. When you're so severely oversold, you can almost expect stupidity like this, stupid price action where intraday, oh my God, it's gonna, no, it's back. Nope, it's back to where it was. It's still down on the day, but you're almost close to where the price closed yesterday. $138 down, who cares, right? So thing total right here. Can't even tell today happened, can you? Like what? All right, same price it was at August 17th, whatever. Still above the previous low from June 14th. So no real development here on total from yesterday. So yeah, I would just be, again, you see Citi and you see the effect after the third peak. and they're right subsequently lower than previous peaks before them. All three of these are lower than the peak before it, right? So downtrend undeniable. But then you go, and just for fun, we just, okay, burn this image in your mind. It's psychology of buyers and sellers, the big money, quiet, subtle selling pressure. I mean, it's very subtle. You can't even tell until after they're done offloading their position. My God, it's almost the same picture, isn't it? Or you make these highs, and then the lower highs all come in below the 200-day moving average, rejecting it, below an ice line now. Okay. Yeah, and people will argue and be like, bro, what about this one manufactured in last year? Okay, 5.7 cents, whatever. That's the big one, I guess. They're pretty freaking similar, if you ask me. And this one's probably a little more severe because of the inability for, I mean, the retrace was so much more shallow than the Citibank that got a little bit deeper to the previous high on the last low. Okay. So let's look at, okay, so shifting, so banks, bad news on banks. Things are getting really weird. But then you go to the retail trade, right? We're talking about brick and mortars, behemoths from the past, the days of old, clothing
Hey
stores.
Mitch, love the positive vibes. All the best to everyone watching. Love from Canada.
What's up, Rylan? Bernard, thank you for the 518 super chat. Yeah, all the best to everyone. And especially Canada. Y'all need it, okay? Y'all just falling into feudalism like real fast. I think in like 8 years, the federal government has grown 50% in size in Canada. Hello? It's like, it's happening right before your eyes. What the government's doing. And everyone's just cool. And now they've stopped it to where in Canada you can't read certain news stories and stuff. They are extremely authoritarian. And the bank account freezing with the protest, dude, yeah. God bless Canada, because y'all got long days ahead of y'all. Okay. So yeah, like GPS and Under Armour and Nike and Dick's Sporting Goods.
Remember those bikes with screens? Peloton. Car.
Yeah, Peloton. Go, we can look at it. Thank you, One Wheeler. Appreciate it. So, I mean, this is bad stuff. Like, you can't, I mean, the buyers aren't, they tested the 200 moving average and just rolled over. You're getting right back down to these levels that are extremely important. If they don't hold, it's all, the whole argument you had for a reversal dies. When you start breaking 841, it's done. You lose half your value. So, but it's not dead yet. It's just, wow, max fear at near a key inflection point. And it's sad because, in how many times we see this predictable pattern, the setup, add ice lines, and massive markups to A and C, but sometimes if it's so bearish and they fail to launch, they can't. And that's testament to how bad the market is, how bearish the market is. So it's not over yet. It's just, dang, dude. Not good. And like more of this retail stuff. Look at Rite Aid. What happened to, remember the old falling? I got rid of the falling wedge. It was there. It played out. Back tested an old like 1974 level as resistance, and the 200 moving average and collapsed. It's almost like what XRP did, right? The market giveth and the market taketh awayeth. The second lowest. Well, my God, it's so close. I'm going to scale it like insanely. It might have been the lowest close ever. Let's see. Did it do it? Oh, it's like the exact same freaking price. I have to like look here. Let's see. Close 146. Close 146. 146. So it's literally tied for, by the penny, tied for the lowest daily candle close in human history on Rite Aid. Again, I think this data goes back to 1973. So Jesus chimes, I guess. Inverse Jesus chimes. We did it, man. We did it. Under Armour, not near as bad as GBS, but this right here, man, not what you want to see, because this is where you should be bottoming out at a key inflection point from history multiple times. Second low, M-shape completed, okay? But when this is your performance and you start drawing down like this, you got to start paying attention, really paying attention here, because 640, when it gets taken out, there's just not much left, dude. And the whole argument for maybe being long goes away, right? I mean, that's what, when you are able to identify something that's been researched and studied and it's all happening at inflection points, okay, you now have an argument for being long. But you always have a cutoff, and that's why you go long at inflection points, because if the inflection point, right, the price eventually falls back below that inflection point, you now have a great argument for no longer owning the asset. It's that simple. So that's why stop losses are important. Because only lower highs in the previous high came in, and you're not even above the 200 moving. It's very weak here. This is some terrible price action you didn't want to see, and you're so close to now having an argument to not own Under Armour. I hate it because it's like a trade setup, and yeah, just sometimes they fail to launch. Yep. Let's go to is it DKS? Is that the ticker? Dick's Sporting Goods. This one, yes. Oh my God, how bad is this, man? All right, so this is why longing resistance is the worst thing you could ever do. This is why gambling, not trading, gambling earnings can be the end of you. We got earnings tomorrow, and it's National NVIDIA Day tomorrow, right? Every quarter, we have an 11% IV on NVIDIA too. That's like, it is implied. If it goes up or down, it's going to most likely be 11%. 11% on the downside would kill this market, stick a fork in it. But here it is, okay? It broke out again. We're going to do it. I'm not afraid anymore. This is real this time. And then just collapsed. Lowest daily candle close on Dick's Sporting Goods since December of last year, and closed below the inflection zone. Yikes. The next target, if this stays the same, if buyers are unable to recapture 118.76, $99.50, $100 next target. Good Lord. All right, that'll do it. I mean, that just drove the entire subsector down today. So what was it? Oh yeah. And then you had, of course, and this is for good reason, I'm completely cool with it based on what they do with their hiring practices. Best Buy. This company shouldn't be in business, has no right being in business. It's a joke.
Can you check IBB?
It's the GameStop for tech.
Inverse labbed.
Only reason this thing's in business probably is because boomers. Right? Boomers are like not acclimated to the online world as much. They're like, oh yeah, I'll just go down the road and get something. You know, I'll get an old 8-track from Best Buy. Like, look what happened today. Best Buy below the 200-day simple moving average, below the key inflection point from history, a long way down. I mean, confirmed distribution. Look what happened. This old high from 2018 has been regarded once again as resistance. Look what happened in 2022, August of last year. Collapsed. What did it do last time it rejected this level? Oh, it just lost 29% of its value. Down 6% today. Again, man, I think the target's $62 here. I think you ain't got any argument in between this level, really. So you get it retail effed, completely effed, solar effed, banks effed, crypto effed. What about Nike? Oh, but dude, Nike, bro, it's Nike. Remember what we said? Yes, someone requested this, like, just short it because context. Yeah, okay, congratulations. Buyers defended a key level once, a rally. Still couldn't break the 200 moving average. Then one more time. Oh my God, then there's bullish divergence. And the sheer and utter underperformance, if any, on this divergence, that let you know, that was a subtle tell who was in charge of the market. If buyers are in control of this market, or they reassume control of the market, this type of divergence would take you to 118 and beyond. You'd be filling gaps up here, but that wasn't the case. The inability of the lack of demand, after such powerful divergence, you need to pay attention to that type of stuff, okay? Underperformance, right? Bullish reversal indicators, right? In bearish trends oftentimes are unreliable, but if they somehow are reliable, they oftentimes underperform. That was a textbook example right here on this second high, this lower high than previous high, distribution. And then the bearish engulfing candle yesterday, and you just gapped down, you're down 1.3%. And the ninth day in a row of being down, which is a record. Never in history has Nike traded nine trading days in a row been down, like sold off, has been bearish every day, right? So, and here's the thing, the key technical level was broken yesterday, a little fall through today. The next target's $95, $90. I mean, you could just certainly think about this as you know, like an M shape in development. And the only thing that would make sense is an 886 around $88, $90. Nature Boy, hello. He's asking where people storing their money. Well, here's a chart. Is this a bear trend? No. People are buying T-bonds because it's extremely low risk. I mean, this is 10 years. So I don't know about 10 years, but you can be like US 1 year, short term. Look at this. I mean, 5.4% for nothing. All you got to do is just have it. You go to treasury.gov or whatever. You just buy it. You store your money there for a year. You just get 5%, 5.4% on that money.
Litecoin trying to hold $64 for dear life, 0.2741798.5 LTC.
Guess so. Yeah, it is. It is trying to hold on, isn't it? Bitcoin being like dead in a liquid now, that'll protect it. That'll save it. It's pretty cool though to see 25,346 being touched perfectly and then rallying off of that. The limit buys, the bots. Well, here's the problem. You know, it's that easy. Echo Lee would ask that about just buying U.S. 1 year Treasury bonds, right? Well, the issue is, if you really know, we understand that inflation is not whatever it is. But the CPI is a joke, arbitrary and completely opaque system they use to gauge inflation. So it's a lie, right? You know, the government or anything that's related to the government. Oh yeah, the Fed's different. Well, guess what? They lie. And inflation, all you gotta do is be a consumer. You go to a restaurant, you go get your yard cut, right? You do any service. You get any service provided to you. You go buy any food, any drink, doesn't matter. And it is significantly higher than it was just a year ago. And let's not even talk about 3 years ago. Holy my God. So you think like, hey man, 5% is pretty good on my money. And yeah, I mean, it's like pretty safe, you know, to weather this storm. Who knows how long it's going to last, right? 5% is not outrunning inflation right now. Right? You're losing purchasing power owning this for a year. But it's not as bad as sitting cash where, you know, say you're only losing 4% of your purchasing power owning this. You're losing 9+% of your purchasing power. And just giving an estimate, a number, right? It's probably 15 to 20% inflation we're seeing right now. So yeah, you're only losing 15% of your purchasing power versus 20 owning a 1 year Treasury bond. So it's better than nothing.
Funny, Treasury bonds are basically Richard Hart's T-shares. U.S. bonds are the ultimate bonzi. Uncle Sam about to get hit with a lawsuit from the SEC.
Yeah, Greg, we know that'll never happen. Say his real name, Richard Schuler. He had to change his name for fraud. So just make sure the cult members understand that. They don't care anyway. They're so indoctrinated. No one's going to change their mind about Hex at this point. Like, all these things happening, and they're still going to be like, it's still my Savior. It's still my God and my Jesus. And it's like, well, you're too far gone. I'm sorry you're that far indoctrinated. I can't believe someone would. The whole time, man. It's crazy. But you just bringing that name up. It's like, why? What's even the point? What, some overweight guy who's a scammer who, like, treated his coin like it was religion. Okay, he preyed upon the feeble-minded, and it worked for him for a while. Cool. Okay, so we were looking at Nike. We were talking about treasury bonds, just kind of communicating with the chat a little bit. There weren't really any requests today. I don't think we had like one. Let's see here. A couple. Peloton. We can look Peloton. Yeah, I think there's a request. Okay, so, looked like it was going to maybe be okay after this performance right here. After this, a higher low again. What? But then the lower high, and then taking out this low, and then taking out 834, which I think was all-time lows. Now you're sitting at we'll just mark it, on the chart, the newer all-time lows from September, October of last year. Bro, this is like the word. Yeah, people be like, "Oh my god, dude, is that like a M shape?" It's not formal. It's a deep. The retrace being that deep would lead me to believe way lower. But the fact that like the real data we have right now, okay, because someone be like, "This is the second low." It's like, how do you know that? Like, there's been no follow through, no Japanese candlestick reversal, no actual price action diverging our price away from the key support of 681. But what is real is the fact that you have confirmed distribution, such a lack of demand that the market participants are unable to even touch that 200-day moving average, not even come close to rivaling the previous high from April of this year. And now you're just sitting at the lowest low of all time. So you're just, I would say, you are fine like a fruit fly is fine on Peloton. That's right. Shout out Saul Goodman, Liquid Richard, and Sean Ranklin. All right. There's your Peloton, dude. Have your alerts set up, Again, they sell stationary bicycles. Well, hey, man, you know what they're doing. We got an election coming up, so we gotta make it really clear that people need to start wearing masks again, and we gotta legitimize fraudulent mail-in voting. We have to. It's the only way that's the way it's got to go. So maybe Peloton could be okay. Because that was their claim to fame, was lockdowns. Everyone's at home, so they're going to buy over expensive stationary bikes with TVs on them. All right. IBB for Scabble Gabble. Oh, the Biotech ETF? Is this like a... No. IBB. Yeah, this is actually that. My God, man, it's been a long time. Very, very bad. This could be a great short trade setup, actually. How unbelievable is this, man? A 1.618 is a max threshold butterfly. Type 2 return up here. But here's the problem right now. Okay, that was fun looking back yesteryear. But look at the high from 2015. There it is. Let me get rid of this harmonic, I will. There it is, Larry. Undeniable. It is there. Okay, so the buyers were unable to defend that level in January of last year. And since then, man, 1, 2, 3, 4 failures. Someone would be like, is that reaccumulation? Dude, it's tough here, okay? I would think like it's high. You could someone try to be like, all right, man, this is an actual like ascending triangle, man. It's an ascending triangle or something. There's like a sell wall and then there's like accumulation. But for me, it's kind of like, remember what happened? You crashed and then you're just going sideways now. I mean, I think like you can't be bullish until like you're going above 138. And it's like almost like you would like the stop loss would be above 133 and you'd be short on it. You're below the 200-day moving average. What I see locally is concerning, right? And the same thing we saw in Doge. And right, you think about like, well, here's a high, And then here's a slightly subtle, pathetic lower high. And then one more time. Only the smart money knows, right? That they're the ones offloading, and they're doing it so subtly that you couldn't even tell. You can't even tell they're offloading unbelievably sized positions because the retraces are so deep and they're so subtly lower highs. They're almost the same highs, but they're not. And it's just this close. So that's them. And you would think like, okay, you're close enough to an inflection point, and above that level, the whole argument for classic distribution dies. Think if you're breaking 138, I mean you're going to go rival 130 or 133.80. You would go rival the previous highs from December and January of this year. But that right there, man, see, think about it. And then you have the high before it. So the context is really good here. You know, the buyers gave it their best. They gave it their all. They tried. That was an up thrust, a double up thrust. And here's the formal up thrust, back test of up thrust. And now there's such a lack of demand that the buyers are unable to even test that level again. So, and dude, again, below the 200, I can't sign off on this as anything good. This looks very like it's about to roll over. To me, that type of price action will lead me to believe eventually, wherever it goes, stay below 133.80, you're going to see that. You're going to see 112. You'll see this demand line that goes back to 2016 be tested again. And then down there, we could reassess. But there's no, like, the only thing to do would be short or do nothing, I think. Hey, Sniper, thanks, dude. So hopefully that helps. This is the IBB, the Biotech Investment Trust. Yeah. Well, we know about biotech. They don't make money. They just don't. Oh, we have a new day. New day, chat. Big one's pumping on the day, man. What? Audio check. I know it's a little late in the stream to be asking about audio checks, but let's see. You're long on its inverse. Oh, Scabble Gabble. Let's go, man. So Scabble Gabble is technically short on this. I didn't even read that other part of his contribution. So we're on the same page, Scabble Gabble. And you I don't know whatever the price. There's going to be an ice line on that too, on that inverse, that derivative that you're trading that inverses this. But the cutoff, look, you know the ice line. That's your cutoff. The stop loss is there. The argument is invalid. Everything I've said is invalid above 135. Okay. Audio's okay. All right, let's go to Bitcoin because it's local on the 8s. Job of the hour to you. The rest of the evening to yourself, where buyers have once again defended 25,350. All we can do are know the levels. Is there a lower high that's been put on Bitcoin yet? No. So you're technically okay for now until Bitcoin flushes. Still severely oversold. I mean, you're just this is like what happens when you're this oversold. You'll get price action like this. Who knows how long it could extend, but you'll go sideways, slightly up and sideways for an extended amount of time until finally Bitcoin is no longer oversold. And when you get into the bearish control zone, most of the time after such a massive drawdown like that, you won't get above 40. If you do, it won't be above 50. And that's what you would consider an oscillator resetting, to where it's no longer oversold, so market participants can make it oversold again and severely oversold, and then you could end up getting that bullish divergence, right? That's what we look for. If you don't have it and it's not on the daily, then you're most likely not gonna be getting some sort of significant reversal. That's okay. That's cool. It's fine. All right. Above the zone, you see the gray zone there. We're okay for now, but you're below the 200-day moving average. So Hard to trust this market right now. Bitcoin would be the only thing that I would trust. I wouldn't trust these S coins. All right, Litecoin was requested. Berab. My God, it broke, right? But yeah, no follow through on the break, right? What happened? Just immediately back above it. Yeah, dude, this is everything. This is it, man. I think this is the whole trend. This is the whole freaking Litecoin chart. I mean, you're actually below it, man. Look, you got like this high for 2019. You're virtually below the level you need to. So I have this $64 level marked there just because of like, July of last year. But the one from history, you are right now below it. Only thing you got going for you is you're so freaking oversold that there could be sideways or some up next to reset those oscillators before I think you make a lower high and then you roll over again. Okay, so if you're looking at the 4 hour here on Bitcoin just above my head, you've got two levels on the 4 hour. Again, you got them marked. It won't even be weird if Bitcoin goes to 26,500 to 26,700. I mean, because that's kind of like another level on the 4 hour that's been regarded as support resistance before. And it goes back to March of this year. You see it? That's why it's there. It could very well be regarded once again. Ethereum has confirmed its lowest daily candle close since mid-March. Not a good sign, and pretty much made a lower low. So, but again, 1420. If you're below 1730 and you care about the levels, the next one's 1420. The major one. Okay, that's all I got. There's no edge. There's nothing implying that sellers are exhausted here either. So it's just any move up would be probably to just reset the RSI. And maybe a formal back test 1730 as resistance. That's all I got for you, okay? So a lot of things looking shaky, and it's not just in crypto. But Bitcoin's not dead yet. What the? Dude, that's so weird. Look, I got, this is Bitcoin's chart. What the? Look at the ticker. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum. Dude, is this like, what is this? Fusion? Have we fused Ethereum and Bitcoin together? They're going to do the dance, the fusion dance. Never happened before. All right. Weird. Very, very weird. So there's not much, we can keep looking at random stocks. So that was like the last request, Litecoin, yeah. Let's take a look at the volatility index just for fun. Elevated. Oh, 200 moving average. Oh my God. I'm not going to apply, traditional technical analysis on this is just like whatever. We can just look at the levels. Like historically, the VIX going into Q4 goes up. Normally September is a terrible month for equities, and it's like the worst month for Bitcoin. I don't know if Bitcoin's ever in the month of September done well. Like legit. I think every single month it's closed down from September 1st to September 30th. There's your VIX, 16.97, no big deal. This used to be a factor, not anymore. I want y'all to see the first solar. Was it FSLR? Dude, this one was like looking okay, and now it's terrible. The new piece of data, only bearish. Oh yeah, only bearish now. To be bullish is crazy. Look what's happened. The sellers, right? The sellers after July 31st, they have now confirmed that, in my opinion, that they have reassumed control of this asset with the lower high. The predictable pattern, not just the ascending broadening wedge that broke down, but also the neckline of a head and shoulders that's obviously been breached. Now you're below the 200-day moving average, and you're just sitting at this, November 2022 high. This is an inflection point. It was the lowest daily candle close on FSLR since May 4th. So you understand the downside potential is high, and upside potential is very limited. So yeah, it was looking pretty interesting here with an M shape completed in a rally, but then this new piece of data, yep, when new data presents itself, new patterns can be constructed, and then you realize with price action, wow, the sellers are really coming in here. You change up your thought process on things. Yep, NVIDIA earnings tomorrow, 11% IV. No dragonflies on Bitcoin, no. A dragonfly, dude, is very rare and very distinct, and everything else is not it. That is a dragonfly doji. That's it. That's it. Any body, it's not a dragonfly. It'd be closer to a hammer. That's a dragonfly. And what is what's a gravestone? The inverse of this? That is your gravestone doji. Anything else is not that. Bitcoin did not do this on the daily. Didn't. So it's not. That's it. All right. I'm getting pretty hungry now. Gotta eat, man. Pay attention to the levels. All of them on all the markets. And then we'll just reassess tomorrow and see where we are. Because that's all we can do these days. Good luck, CZ, man. He's over there. He's sweating bullets. He's just like, mother of God, I've got to keep this price propped up. If I don't, man, it's over for me and my legacy, man. It's over. I can't let Mitch eat a pizza at $40, dude. No way I'm letting that happen. So this is what I'm saying. You know, if bids start coming in, all of a sudden you have bullish divergence argument. It's there. It's developing. So that's what I mean. Like, you don't act like you know. I mean, you could just get this and then end up getting like some sort of crazy this predictable pattern. 886 up there. It's the W. It's a shark, man. You could always get it. Just because the way the oscillators look. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't really care. Just saying, like, if you're like FOMO shorting now, this is why. This is like the equivalence of you buying high. If you're shorting now, you're like, oh, I'm going to take a fresh short at resistance with bullish divergence possibly in development. Or I guess it would be bearish divergence in this situation. Just not a good spot strategically, no matter what happens next. But yeah, I think $40 pizza party at some point. No idea when, though. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. I'll just be back. Until next time, respect to TA.